come in here and then they have this moment because they're so used to just living in this one-dimensional thing on their phone, and they only know whatever soundbite someone just sent them, and they walk in here and they look around, they're like, who are you again? Wait, what is this place?
All right, so I'm out here in LA, and I want to make the most of my trip. So I hit up a good buddy of mine who also happens to be a Vuori sponsored trainer, my buddy Harley, and they built him out this beautiful gym. So we're gonna go check this place out because one, I get to hang out with my friend, and then two, I get to check out this really sick gym. And if they wanted to do one in New York City, I think I know a guy. Hello, sir. How are you?
What's going on? How are you?
Good. Very cool.
Yeah, it's in this county.
How's it going?
It's right. Nice to meet you. What's going on, bro? How are you? Dre.
Is the boss man around?
Yeah, he's in the office.
Okay. I think that's where he told me to head to.
Through those doors.
Okay.
Hey-o. You made it on camera?
I missed it, but I saw it.
You must have a supply or
Cool
something.
little outdoor spot.
Yeah.
Sunny and nice out.
Yeah. But he must have somebody who like wraps all his stuff for him. I gotta get this done because I have a bunch of benches that fell apart. But we got some hammer strength here, obviously a necessity. This new booty builder piece. Same Nautilus hip thrust I have. You can't have a gym. So you got, if you walk into a gym and they don't have one of these guys, the sand dune, they don't know what they're doing. See what I'm saying? It's all the essentials. I know he collects a lot of old pieces and stuff too. This is what we're missing in New York. Room for shit like this. It's got a washer and dryer in there. Got none of that in New York.
Yeah, New York's tight.
All right. Got a beautiful space right here. Now, all the green finish outside, beautiful. I like this even more. The black and camel is a beautiful look. We got some hoist equipment. Is this hoist? I don't know what this is, but I like that. Here we go. Okay. This is what everybody wants. Okay. If you're a trainer, if you've had your own space, I mean, this is when you know you made it. When you have a set of custom dumbbells here. These are Vuori. These are beautiful. The wood finish on there, chrome. Okay. One day I'll have a set of my own dumbbells like that. See, I use the rubber dumbbells because people are dropping them and stuff. This is much more aesthetically pleasing. But to have a set of dumbbells like that, a personal set like that. You got the hoist, chin up, pull up, assist. Every gym should have one of these. I love that. Helps people learn how to do pull-ups and dips. Fridge stocked. Manny, we got some slate milk in there. Yanni's lemon perfect. We got some Propel. That's how I first met already. We got some pre-core equipment over here. The Atlantis step up. And obviously, you're gonna work your hamstrings. You need one of these as well. But he's got all the pieces that you need. This is a sick home gym / office gym / whatever else he considers it. And obviously, yes. Okay. Love the brand. Ooh, he's got wheels on this one. That one's nice. Hamstring curl, adductor. I don't know what's upstairs. I'll wait for him to take us up there. I feel bad walking up there.
A little recovery zone.
And a staple. Got a sonic cold plunge. I mean, this is such a sick setup. Like, you can't ask for more than this. I don't know if he lives here, but there's definitely I like the turf area. Bodybuilder belt squat. I think the most important thing is how aesthetically pleasing everything is. This is very well done. And that's how you know it's trainer focused, because there's really not, like, he's got every piece that you need, and it's more about execution of workouts and exercise and having all the right tools. And it doesn't matter, like, people are like, oh, at my gym, people are like, oh, it's cramped, it's crowded, but it's like, I have to have all these pieces so I can facilitate the best workout. And you can tell he's got that here, right? It's not about, oh my God, it looks aesthetically pleasing, but he's got a lot of shit in here. So it seems crowded to the average person, but for somebody who trains, you're like, oh, I need that and I need this. So you want to make sure you have everything. But this is pretty cool. I've never even seen this. Another way to, this is like a total gym. Oh! And the boss is here. Good morning, sir. How are you?
What's happening? How are you?
I'm so excited to have you here.
How are you?
Matt.
Hey, Matt. How are you? Nice to meet you.
How's it going? I love this one.
Thank you.
That's the one.
Vuori. So yeah,
This is sick.
you'll never see this anywhere. So this was when Star Trek bought Flex. This was a Flex piece, and I think this was the year they bought them. So they, pretty sure they just swapped out the shell. And then
You're starting to see, I'm starting to see these in gyms. I think Atlantis just made a pretty nice one.
Oh, they might have made it. Well,
So,
This
but
is the
you know,
OG.
it doesn't swivel. Yeah.
Kevlar belt, knee pad swivels.
Now, do you have a guy who custom covers all your stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
there somebody out here?
yeah. This is the back. Have you ever felt this? So this is a replication of the Gluteator. The Gluteator was made in the 90s by a company called Dynabec. They went away. The patent expired. Other companies started doing it. Body Masters, who's been out of business for a long time, someone bought the name Body Masters and came out with their version of it. Booty Builder's got this. Atlantis has one. Try this. You've never felt anything. In your
I've
life
actually,
like
I tried this at HFA maybe last year or 2 years ago.
There's nothing like that.
Yeah. Is it the angle?
Yeah.
What-
Well, it's because it's not sagittal, it's not coronal.
Yeah.
It goes on both. Like it's a diagonal, it's an oblique movement.
It
Which
feels
is-
like you're hitting.
We'll beat it
top.
right away.
Yeah. Oh.
And it feels more on the muscle than the joint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that your legs are angled up like this, so you're getting that. You could probably something like that.
This is one of my favorite abdominal pieces of all time. Really simple. My buddy Jesse, who owns Total Gym. This is they just nailed it with this pike plank.
Yeah, this is similar to like a Total Gym as well.
So they're both Total Gym. That's their lat piece.
Okay.
This is their abdominal piece. This is one of the first pieces of strength equipment I bought when I moved to the United States. It's not even a commercial piece of equipment. The company doesn't even exist anymore. But I honestly think it's the best back row ever. Like, if you feel this, see the ball joint here?
Okay.
Do a back row. Tell me if you've ever felt anything like that. I've had this piece for 25 years.
Yeah.
There's
What is
nothing
it?
like that.
Yeah. Is it because the arms are so narrow on?
It's that it's a top pivot rather than a bottom pivot, and it's that the ball joints, and it's got a U grip.
Yeah, because I was doing these yesterday with the Gym 80.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a beautiful piece, but this
This
just
feels
feels
better.
a little. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm hitting my
And
middle
the
back.
chest pad has a pivot on it as well, so you can
Yes.
find your angle. Yeah. There's nothing I've ever felt quite like that. Right?
I love that.
And then this is a piece, this is call it a prototype, if you will, with our friends at PRX. It's a trident, but I customized it and I had them put on extra storage and a split squat stand. It's got 2 J hooks, so it's a squat rack, but also it's a dual pulley, and the multi-grip pull-up handles.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those racks at our gym. They're put up and down.
Yep, the ones that go up and down.
Great space.
This is my favorite belt squat ever made. So this is the Booty Builder belt squat. It's just so compact, I feel like a lot of the belt squats today are bulky.
So big.
This thing is incredible. And by the way, this has been sitting outside for 3 years, in the rain, in the sun, uncovered. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Like it's.
What
It's
I
awesome.
love about a lot of their equipment is they put the wheels on it, so it's easily you can maneuver it.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
And then it always comes with the
Custom green dumbbells. I'm not a Celtics fan, but because we're surrounded by green out here in ficuses, I wanted everything to have a green vibe to it. So
No, that looks so good.
it's a nice little
Those are-
compliment. All these doors slide open. So if I'm in here,
Oh, that's so good.
so the whole gym becomes indoor, outdoor. Now we're in Los Angeles, right? So this surface, the court surface here, this is a really cool product from Ecor. This spreads like peanut butter, and you can pick all the different grain colors and highlights and different shades of gray. That's not, look out guys, I'm sorry.
So how's this go down?
Spreads like peanut butter on top
Really?
of concrete, yeah. And so that's not white paint, that's actually white rubber. So there's nothing painted here. And then if you step on this is the density of this. It's like a plyo ground.
Mhm.
You see in kids' playgrounds. So if people are going to do any plyo work, they'll do it right here. It's so soft.
Is there is that the actual material itself, or is there a cushion underneath?
No cushion underneath.
That's great.
I just create the density of it. This is when you walk in, you'll see some of the smaller pieces here. Most of these in this room are body weight. So, this is one of my favorite split squats of all time. I had this customized. This is Atlantis, one of the Atlantis split squats. I don't know if they make this one anymore. They make adjustable ones. I had this cut down. I feel most split squats are too tall, but I like that everything in this room
I
is.
noticed that was a little short.
Yeah, but that's how it should be. It should be
Yeah.
the height of your foot,
Yeah,
right? So there, that's exactly how a split squat should be.
yeah. I noticed. Yeah, most of them are pretty tall, and they put the really thick pads on them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is
Yeah,
a
that
perfect
feels
height.
good.
Yeah. Everything in this room is platinum with wheat. Then this is the old Atlanta sissy squat. You don't see a lot of sissy squats anymore. People used to think it's politically incorrect to have a sissy squat. Well, it's actually named after Sisyphus, the Greek god.
Ah.
Not a derogatory term. This is a piece. So I helped come out with the dual cable pulley many years ago. I helped Icarian develop the dual cable pulley. Then I worked with Cybex.
What year was that? It was in
Oh.
the 90s, right? You said?
Managing myself. Yeah, I mean 97.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what year am I born? Yeah, around 97. And then I worked with Cybex later on the Bravo and the Arc Trainer. And so Cybex, as you know, got bought by Life Fitness several years ago. And now the name Cybex is done. So these pieces don't exist anymore.
Oh wow.
And what I love about it is a really compact footprint.
I
mean, it
love
has
that.
the
Just
telescopic
noticed
center post.
that. So you can do flies with it.
So you can do flies or back rows facing it,
Yeah.
or standing abduction with your hips sideways to it, and also these pivoting pulleys. So you have a tiny footprint, but you can also make the footprint so much wider. So if you want to do cable crossovers, if you want to do flies, if you want to do diverging back rows, and so you can really work, the range of motion with these. This is such a smart piece. Per square inch, this is probably the greatest piece of equipment per square inch made because of what it can do in such a small footprint. I'm a big fan of classic Cybex. In my home gym, that's a whole other conversation. I recreated the exact gym that I used to bodybuild in the 90s.
No kidding.
I tracked down all the classic pieces.
You never see this. I've never seen this.
No, and look, it's in perfect condition.
Yeah.
I've had this for 25 years.
And where have you had it? Okay.
You don't even want to know. I got so much stuff.
But you have to have this stored in a good place because nothing's like none of your stuff's rusted.
Because I use it, I take care of it. This is when I was helping Icarian with product stuff. This was a piece they came out with at the time. Danny Hester actually invented this. And you'll look, there's no screws or bolts anywhere. This is all just welded and bent steel. This was made in Sun Valley, California, just over the hill here at Laurel Canyon. And one of the greatest abdominal pieces just for the general public, because you don't even know how to explain how to do it. There's no jerking of the neck or the head, just standing up and contracting your abdominals. but just this gauge of steel doesn't exist anymore. And this was made at the same time. I put wheels on some of my pieces. See?
I saw that.
So if I want to wheel around the gym, I just pop this up and then I can kind of pull them out here and give people more room. I love putting wheels on equipment just like that. Okay.
It just makes it easy to maneuver around the room.
So much easier.
Yeah.
This is a special piece to me. I've been buying these up actually whenever I find them for sale. Nobody makes a back extension like this anymore. The main reason is if you look at the footprint, if you look at the foot plate doesn't have two rollers. It's a flat footprint with a little edge to it, right? And so this allows people to do obliques, right? So I can get in here.
From the side,
Yeah, and I can actually do sides. I can do some lateral flexion. To most back extensions today, they have a roller here. You can't do that. And the main thing we use this for is actually for oblique work, even more so than back extension. So I love this piece. It's a heavy duty piece. I love the base on it. You'll see in the other room I have another one. I just keep hoarding them away.
I actually have one of these that I bought off Facebook Marketplace because I needed a back extension in my gym. And at the time during COVID, I couldn't get any equipment.
Oh, wow.
So I bought one off Facebook Marketplace. It's all beat up and torn up. I don't even have like the rubber piece on there, but I kept it. It's in my mom's garage and it's like sitting.
Well, I know when I need an extra, I know where to go.
Yeah,
get one.
I have it. So
no one has step-ups. I don't know why you don't see more,
I said this.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see step-ups. And I can't think of a better, simpler, more universal lower body tool than a step-up. Not just to do tap squats, not just to do step-ups, but it means so much on a really slip-proof surface. I got this from Atlantis years ago, and I've been basically just lugging it around ever since. It has wheels on it. It's heavy duty. Atlantis makes some great stuff. They hopefully have changed their painting since. You can see the paint flakes on this, and I tend to have to do touch-ups. Flaking paint is a pet
Do you
peeve
do
of
your
mine.
own touch-ups on this
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah. What I love about this, and especially with older clientele, you have them step up on a box or a platform. This actually gives them some, like you always have to put it next to a rack or something.
Right.
This actually gives them the handle here.
Solid.
Yeah, I like
It's
this.
not going to tip. It's got balance. You can have it low, have it high. Rehab is great. Then one of my favorite all-time pieces of equipment, a really good Nordic curl. You don't see a lot of commercial Nordic curls these days. That's why we tend to use Atlantis for that stuff. I'm from Canada. They're made in Canada. But again, for commercial grade Nordic curls, you don't really see a lot of these. I keep extra sets of dumbbells just lying around all over. So if I'm with a client and we're doing something, I need to grab a dumbbell quick. Not that it's very far, but yeah.
This is beautiful. So this wood finish?
We just did that. Yeah, I partnered with Vuori, and this is now called the Vuori Gym. So this is a custom piece I designed with Hoist. This is part of their performance series. So it's these modules that come, I think, in 48 inch, 36 inch, and 6 feet length. I think that dumbbell racks take up too much space. If you're in a health club where there's hundreds of people, you need a dumbbell rack. But in a private space like this, it would be a waste of a whole wall. So I actually built storage inside of these. So here's my dual adjustable pulley. You'll see how different this is. It's got a column that slides up and down within, as opposed to usually you just see a pulley slide up and down a straight piece. You'll see this here. This was customized for me. They don't really do this. So these all pivot around, but I actually designed it so I elevated it off the ground because I have some higher people. So this was raised. See with the extra piece up top?
Yeah.
And I put a locking mechanism on, so if I like a certain plane that someone's on, I could just lock it in, and it's stuck in that plane. So it doesn't wobble.
This is how you know you're still doing the job, right? Because you're like, I need this to work the way I need it to work. Whereas like most people just deal with what they have. This is when you become a mad scientist.
I think about this all day, all night.
Yeah.
Like all day, all night. I work with them on everything from this kind of screws that we're putting in here to everything, even the depth of these pins on these red pins right here, these with the elastic, with the spring inside. The original pins we tried weren't long enough. Anyways. These dumbbells.
Who made these?
These are no joke. This is a collaboration between Watson and Paragon.
Okay.
These are marine grade steel. And then I had Watson made the dumbbells. Paragon made the end caps. This is actual real wood, and then I had them customize the Vuori logo on top. These dumbbells are very, very expensive. This is not the average, like.
This is like a $30,000 set of dumbbells. More. Wow.
You don't even
So I was talking. I actually had a call with Watson last week.
Yeah.
About doing a set like this.
Yeah.
Because I love the finish on these. It's just cool. I don't need them because a lot in my gym, people are just dropping rubber dumbbells and stuff, and I hate to see people drop this shit. But
look, they make great, and Paragon is what, like the Watson dumbbells are amazing. The Paragon part is what makes it look like it's designed for the space.
For sure.
So Paragon does a lot of yachts and stuff. And so it's a little bit more elevated than the traditional Watson dumbbells from an aesthetic perspective. You know,
Goes up to 100.
and I did this because I have this open here, and so you've got humidity coming in and out, and moisture, and I don't want them resting. So I don't have to worry about them rusting. More stuff on the shelves. This is super cool. I have this thing with, you know, we design so many gyms, and we're always looking at new ways of doing stuff. Mats are something I hate. Rolled up mats in hotel gyms.
Me too.
I hate, and then hanging mats are not bad, but they just don't look great. So these are stacked, STAKT, and I just love these guys. So
She's out of New York.
yeah.
The girl, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Let her go first.
And I just love how they feel really, really soft, softer than most mats, shock absorbent. They fold up, so it feels a little more luxury. I've got.
I actually love this. I have one of these.
Yeah, those are great
Yeah.
for rotational movements.
I love all the little toys. It's like that's how you know you're.
You know, not enough people train their tibialis anterior.
Yep.
I find this helpful a lot for people who suffer from calf injuries and Achilles stuff, and really balancing out the front of your leg to the back of your leg. Super duper important. Over here, I've got J hooks. So here you've got a squat rack or for bench press. Now this is pretty cool. I have the patent on this. Lay back to do crunch. Forget about stability balls, forget about BOSUs. Link your fingers behind your head. So this is a high density foam with a wrap on it. You'll never be able to, so you can
Right
do
away, you feel that.
right away, right?
Yep.
Right away, and then you can turn on your side facing me, and you can do obliques with your legs staggered 1 foot ahead of the other. Boom, and then you can turn onto your front and just hold a stationary spinal erector, like just like a flank, like a flank plank. So put your finger and hold it right there. You know, and then not only can you do all sorts of core movement, and depending where you are on the call it the Harley ball, Harley egg, then you also, it's a bench. So it's solid, it's strong enough, you can do step ups, you can lay down on.
Why haven't you put this out?
Finding the right manufacturing distribution partner.
Okay.
I spent years doing stuff with China, trying to find the right manufacturing partner, quality.
Is this just a piece of foam inside the?
It's actually, I can't give away what it is inside. It's not just a
But
piece
it's
of foam.
sturdy. It's
It's super sturdy.
Yeah.
It's super solid, yet it's super soft when you lay on it. And actually, we have a patent to put a little canal down the center here of your spine, so that when you're doing, for example, crunches, the facets aren't jammed up at all. So it's super, super duper.
When those come out, I'll take 4 of them.
Yeah, right? Here's another one of those I carry in back. This is what it looks like if we were to take yours. This looked like the one that you have, probably in your mom's garage.
Yep.
Right? So I put big wheels on it. When I bring it out, this was rusted out. This was all beat up. And my buddies at Global Fitness in Gardena, they took this, essentially this scrap piece, and just like sandblasted it, powder coated it. You know, and I love it. Even here, they powder coated it. This is normally stainless steel. So, you know, this is less likely to rust.
So I did this. I tried to do the same thing. I didn't take these. I actually took the pads off. I sanded everything down, spray painted it, but I only use like regular metal spray paint.
How did it work out?
Not great.
Not great, yeah. You kind of need to
gotta
powder coat it.
Yeah.
Which even the automobile places nearby don't do that. Here's the like pull-up handles. I've got multiple pull-up handles. This is super cool. Okay, so
I was trying to figure out who makes this.
So as I say, I love the older stuff.
Yeah. Most
of the best strength equipment ever was made in the 90s or early 2000s before stuff moved to China. This was an early piece from Hoist. I'm a big fan of Hoist. This particular piece, look at the weight stack. You ever seen a 400-pound weight stack?
No.
But you need it. You
How do
need
you
it
get this
because it has 7 pulleys. 7 pulleys. Today, you don't really see more than 4.
Yeah.
And so because of 7 pulleys, it's the smoothest resistance you've ever felt. Try and do a pull down for a second. Right? Try and do a pull down. Tell me how that feels.
It feels super smooth. And
Zero friction.
And it doesn't really feel like 100 pounds.
No.
It feels very light.
And by the way, for a piece that's 35 years old,
Yep.
right? So that's the first thing, is you've got 7 pulleys. It's the smoothest thing. Now, try and do a back row for a second. So if you, okay? Now, that feel, no, grab the closer ones. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because you have a, look how the pivot's at the top here. You don't really see a lot of machines today with the pivot at the top. It's bigger to manufacture. You're making stuff in China. You need to be a little more efficient with footprint. So this piece is really, really special. Hoist has made some of the best strength pieces in the world. This is another Hoist piece. Hoist still makes this piece. So this is a flat chest press, incline chest press, shoulder press. They still make this, but this is the one from about 30 years ago. I needed this one because the weight stack's in the back. The one they make today, the weight stack's on the side, and everything in this room, I needed a weight plate. I need all the resistance on the back. So I needed to track down an older one, sandblast it, repaint, reupholster. So look at the shoulder press. So if you sit here for a second, right, and push the shoulder right here.
I like this. Feels so much better on your shoulder with the handles out front like this.
Right?
Yep.
Super easy. And then if you stand up for a second, right? And I go down, here it says incline chest press. Back here is, let's say, flat chest press. And then I lower the handles. So I'm trying to do a chest press here and grab these close ones and then grab the other ones. And I can lower the seat too. Gets a nice deep range of motion,
I like
right?
it a lot.
So I like this from a footprint perspective, and they still make this piece. This just happens to be the vintage one because I needed the weight stack there. This is also an Hoist piece. This is part of their CL line, their club line, so it's got a smaller footprint, so everything's lower. And what I like about this is it's got a different weight system. It doesn't have a pin system. It's dual inner, outer thigh, but you have these handles, so if you're doing abduction, right? I throw my arms straight, hips up off. So my weight's on my heels, so I got a bit of glute maximus firing as I fire my abductors.
So I noticed this year, like at the HFA show, they started doing a lot of their pieces with this type of technology, like this kind of stack like this. What do you think the benefit is?
Well, I just, again, like, part of what I put in here is I want the stuff that feels the best and it's the most effective at hitting the muscles we're trying to hit. Part of it is also from a gym design perspective. I wanted weight stacks here and everything. I wanted lower footprint here. I wanted to be able to look outside and see the basketball court in the beautiful Los Angeles weather. So I really love this piece. Also, I had to get some taller people in. These pads are much higher than any other abductor I've seen on the market. So I like that these are higher for people who have, higher tib fib.
I've had a couple basketball guys in my gym and they don't fit on half the
No,
side.
of course not. This is the ultimate prone ham curl ever made. I mean, people talk about the old flex single driven, but I mean, try this for a second because it's the rocket line, and with the rocket line, I'll put this. With the rocket line, it stops you from cheating by arching your lower back.
Yeah, I feel like I'm propped up a little bit.
Yeah, but see how the front dips?
Yep.
So when the front dips, it's really awesome at causing, let's see.
I feel it a lot more in my upper hamstring.
And I can, depending on where I put the ankle pad, and I can change the emphasis a little bit on this. But I just love that motion.
Yeah.
It almost gives you active insufficiency, like you contract the hams from both the top and the bottom.
It feels great.
I love that. I'll take you upstairs.
You got a third space.
More than that. Starting off right here, how many people do you know have a vintage Cybex rotator cuff?
That is
So external rotation, internal rotation. Do people need this machine? You don't need this machine, but there's something about prehab and rehab fun. And instead of having to do all sorts of random stuff lying on your side and stuff like that,
Using bands.
I just have clients, and also I can gauge progression through rehab. I can change the range of motion here, the height. So basically I want you to stand here with both feet diagonal in and right over here.
I need to, this is like one of the exercises.
Both feet diagonal in. Yeah. Yeah.
That is a weak point for me.
So before my clients do chest stuff, for example, I'll have them warm up their rotator cuffs, internal, external.
But this is 1000% one of the pieces of machinery that needs to come back, because I do internal, external rotator stuff, and you can never do it right, and you're never locked in with a machine.
Yeah, you get lazy and you cheat, and you know. Yeah. And I put wheels on this too because I can wheel this around. So this piece also, I tracked this down. This was all rusted out, white, beat up upholstery, and my friends at Global Fitness, they did me right. I mean, it looks brand new, right?
I love this.
Even the sticker, they had reproduced the exact sticker from, I gotta believe this is 1991. Just this doesn't exist anymore. It just doesn't exist.
With the amount of people that I have to have do internal and external rotator work, which is like bands, this locks in your arm.
Yeah.
It does everything it's supposed to do.
And I'm working actually on lowering this piece and being able to do hip rotation. So actually putting your knee in here and
your arm.
Yeah.
That's
so this this will also be used for some prehab for hip stuff.
That is incredible.
The hammer strength kneeling ham curl, I mean, great piece. I've got one in the outdoor gym. I've got one in the indoor gym. I love training legs isolaterally. I don't do a lot of bilateral leg work. Everyone's got one side stronger than the other. I never squat for that reason. That's me. People can do what they want. I have another sissy squat up here. It's just such a small footprint that you know I can warm up people's legs or finish their legs off with a tiny footprint. Here's the newest version, the 2025 version of the pull down row that you used before.
Yep.
Also an amazing piece, just a completely different piece. So you see the pivots at the bottom. So when we rode before, the pivot was up here.
Yep.
Now the pivot's down there, and so it changes the mechanics. So try that. It's more like a slot machine pull from the mechanic perspective. So it just changes the emphasis of the recruitment. And it's got a welded fixed chest pad, which is good also in some ways because you can get a big reach because it's angled down. You reach down, forward and down, whereas opposed to the other ones pivot and you're pretty horizontal. And then I've got this cool paddle I took off. My friend Jesse at Total Gym uses this on their rowing machine. I think it's the greatest lat pull down handle. It might be a little heavy. I just love that feeling of having your hands in that position.
Not to say one's better than the other, but I feel like I like doing it this way with the pivot at the bottom.
Yeah, so it's funny, 50-50. That's why I keep both. We have some people just absolutely love it like this.
Yeah.
Some people, like, I like the other one. They're both great pieces, and they do great stuff. This is one of my favorite Smith machines ever. Don't worry about the manufacturer, but I had it stripped down. It's an older piece. I had it repulped and repainted. I had the stainless steel bar powder coated as well. It's just smooth. I like to keep a Smith machine around, not as a primary piece, more of a tertiary piece. These are special. So
These look cool.
Yeah. So I got these at a trade show in Essen, Germany, in FIBO, I want to say 30 years ago.
Okay.
I've been lugging them around ever since. I'm actually working on reproducing them right now. So if you want to try and do a set of triceps, you don't have to try and twist them. Just start off in a heart shape and just straighten your elbows. As a result, they're going to rotate.
Okay.
Try that.
Let me see. Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Keeps your elbows locked into your midline. That's nice.
So you can find your happy place if you have a shoulder injury, if you have an elbow injury, different widths of people. They can find a common ground here. This was my favorite hoist dual pulley. This is the generation before. The generation now is fantastic, but there's just something about, like, for me, this connected for a time when I just loved the pulleys. They were simpler. They're not as good as the ones today. This is the older one, but I like older stuff sometimes a little bit better. And we powder coated everything right here. Here's another one of my.
So you have another one over there. Just off some of the stuff you showed me already, you could have a whole line of your own shit.
Oh, dude, I think about it. This is everything. Check this out.
I love a pullover.
So, right, you love a pullover. You don't see them really anymore. Nautilus had the patent on pullovers forever and ever and ever. The chain link generation 1 and generation 2. They even had pullovers for women that had different dimensions. Universal Gym back in the day made this piece. You don't see any of these. Like I'm always looking in the markets of vintage pieces.
Yeah.
I've seen one other one, and I looked at the picture. It's actually mine. So before I painted it. So you just don't find this. I love the dimensions of this. It's a lot smaller than the knotless one. It works better for my arm size. I feel like this hits my lats in my serratus and my teres major and my abdominals in a way that nothing else does. And so it's got the old foot pedal, I'm right
Comes
over here.
forward, and it's the profile on the arm is small.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's really an eccentric movement. Yeah. Most of the work is eccentric, and it's great for shoulder mobility. And really trusting it pull you back. It's not going to pull your shoulder out of the socket, right? Really getting you back.
It doesn't go too far back. I used one yesterday. It was a Gen 80 one.
Yep.
And there was a slight curve in the back pad.
Yep.
So you could get a little bit more extension through the back end. But this
right
one,
there.
Yeah, this one looks sick. Here, I'll push it.
You might be
Because
you're taller than I am.
But a lot of them, it almost like it's too wide. I like that this got the side pads.
Yeah.
To keep your elbows in, because that's the hardest thing.
And it's got a little cam. It's a very small cam, but I like the strength
It's
curve on it.
smooth, yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, this piece is 40 years old.
But this is.
And again, the guys at Global just made it look brand new.
I like this a lot. That's nice.
I just wanted to show the difference between an American-made treadmill and not an American-made treadmill. Mm-hmm. These two are the same price. I'm not going to talk about brands, but that's all I have to say. Guys at Synergy, they do a really nice vertical dumbbell rack. You don't see a lot of commercial-grade vertical dumbbell racks that can fit 10 pairs of dumbbells. Yes. And this is solid. You can actually also put a barbell rack, an Olympic barbell. You can store in it vertically. You can actually put ropes on it. It's so solid. It's really, really solid. And then we have out here, we have a movement space. We actually had a Pilates thing right here. You can see this cover. This was covering the Pilates machine that a certain client of mine said I need a Pilates thing at home, so I noticed this is all that's left. Looks like there was a robbery here. But out here we do cool shoots for Vuori, because you see all the sort of treetops looking around Los Angeles. Everything's so green and beautiful. Even in the winter, just everything. This is our winter. This is crazy, right?
This is very Vuori though.
Yeah.
Vuori winter.
Very Vuori winter. Yeah, exactly. I'll take you to the next place.
Yep. Oh wow, there's another one. I'm telling you, this and this I would buy tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, Prince.
Can I watch TV? Coach just left.
Coach, this is my favorite chin dip assist. It's funny, chin dip assist is not something I normally would have thought of in my younger bodybuilding days. But what I love about this is you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different handles.
Yep.
I can hop on a normal bar and pull up, do sets of 10 pull-ups, but probably somewhere in the second or third set, I'm focusing more on pulling up than using the right muscles. So I can take
saying that yesterday.
Percentage of my, and same thing with the dips, like you have narrow, you have wide.
Mm-hmm. I think these are a necessity in every gym.
I think so. Yeah. I love it. They do a great job with this. It's a compact footprint. They do a standing one as well, which is much higher. Mm-hmm. I actually love this one.
I was actually looking for one for a client who actually lives out here to put in their house, and they were saying they only have like 8-foot ceilings.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
We got it. We got you. And then this is cool. Our partnership with Vuori. We did custom basketballs, so when I come out here and all my female clients beat me at basketball. Yeah. This is podcast studio. No, I don't do a podcast. We're just assembling it now, but not necessarily podcast. But it's a great little room here, and
it's a great look. Love it.
Yeah.
We just see the bar just keep getting raised though, because everybody sees something and they're like, oh, I could tweak that and make it a little bit better.
This is way more. This is the most exclusive gym. How about this? This is the most exclusive gym in the world. Where else do you have half a city block for one person at a time?
Yep.
3 buildings, lounges, podcasts. We haven't even come into. Wait till you come into my office. You're gonna lose your mind. And also, like, you get fully outfitted when people come here, and they get apparel and so over here, here's my
Turf space.
awesome turf space. I've got 2 different sleds. We have like sled races with clients, and this is awesome. And we've got a pergolux on top. So on super hot days, we'll just make it a shady area, which is awesome. And on rainy days, you can actually still work out here with rain falling all around you. It's surreal. It's the coolest thing, with lots of space for clients to take pictures of themselves. This is my recovery area. So here we have our plunge and our sauna. It's a real sauna. I'm not a big fan of infrared. I feel like it's like alcohol-free beer. It's a really great spot. Clients will come here even on days they don't work out, and just as a chill space.
I know your clients have full access to this. They come when they want.
By appointment only.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're very, very private. We keep it very private. And then in here.
Have you had anybody come through here and kind of film all this?
Not really.
Yeah.
No. Not really.
Look.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a slop area. Let me move this out of the way. We just had pads swapped. Move these out. This is not a company I have any business ties to. So this is a form unit. I helped design the form. An incredible piece of equipment that has resistance actually built into it. 2 arms come out. It's a dual pulley. And here you've got all my accessories in the back. And
So sick.
you also can have a live trainer come on here and
Is this piece still available?
still available. Yep. This is super cool. So this is from the 1940s. We started to hear that physical movement was good for our health. So this came out, today's dollars is probably like $200,000 for really wealthy people would buy it. Now it has a motor. So you put your feet in the pedals and it exercises you. It exercises you. We didn't know
Come
you
a
had to.
long way, huh?
It's so funny, right?
But this is one of those pieces that you see in all those old vintage pictures of a bunch of women in a gym, and they're using something that looks like this.
Yep. I met my wife at a Gaga concert. I toured with Gaga for years. Jack Black, longstanding client. Lizzo, awesome. This is her, H-E-R, one of my favorite musicians ever. She doesn't know that. She's a client, but I don't tell her she's my favorite because I don't want her to know. This is awesome, vintage. 100 years old. This is when entertainment and fitness started to come together a little bit. You had these forms of physical challenges that also were gamified. So I love that. That's why I have this here. My favorite artists, Jonas Wood, client of mine, Jason Sudeikis.
Where'd you find this?
This is from the Prussian Olympic team, back when there was a country, Prussia, from their Olympic gymnastics team, turn of the century. This is from Giannis's first All-Star game. This is Julian Edelman, good buddy of mine, when he won MVP of the Super Bowl. Wrote a little ball for me with some funny sayings. Jason Sudeikis, been a client for many, many, many years. Charlie Puth, client many years. Benny, Gaga, forget about that. There's Mac, one of my favorite all-time
I love
clients.
Mac Miller, yeah.
If you look closely at that picture, he came in on my birthday one day wearing that t-shirt, didn't say anything. And I look at the t-shirt, it was me. It was a bodybuilding photo of me. He tracked it down on social media and had a t-shirt made.
When did you meet Clinton?
I did work with the Clinton Foundation for the Alliance for Childhood Obesity, so many years ago. Vanessa Williams, there's an old bodybuilding magazine cover of me.
How much did you weigh there?
I basically have weighed the exact same since I'm 18. I've been 220 for almost 40 years. Ava Mendez, one of my all-time favorite clients. This is sort of the one that started it all. This was Halle Berry, Catwoman, big part of my career. Jennifer Hudson, Jessica Simpson, that was a big part of my career. Megan Fox in Transformers, big part of my career. That was one of the highlights. I gave a lecture one year and Clint Eastwood showed up at it.
Wow.
Where I was like, someone came up to me and asked me questions, and I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, this is surreal. This is awesome. This is a set of custom marble dumbbells. I know I'm using an umbrella to point everything out. Get this out of the way.
I've never seen a set of marble dumbbells before.
Yeah, with copper handles. So we do a lot of really special gym design projects all around the world. There's a project actually in the Middle East, a royal suite in a hotel that we're working on something like this for.
They would be the only ones who'd have a set of marble dumbbells.
All of these are books I've written, all the way from the end of that wall, all the way down here.
It's the new one.
That's the newest one, the Carb Reset, exactly. This was my first book cover. This was the Russian version of that book. I love the choice of an image. She looks like she's taking that photo against her will, right? This is when I was doing Nintendo Wii games and Xbox games.
Wow.
Brazilian books in Japan, Croatia, cookbooks. I mean, I was fighting the hairline back then. And then I gave it, this is awesome. This was my first VHS. Multiple variation training.
Most of you kids out there probably don't even know what a VHS tape is.
Dude, I was wearing a unitard, I think a singlet in this. Look. I was wearing a singlet back then.
Was this what's the copyright on it? 2001. Wow.
25 years ago, 26 years ago. Yeah, I shot this in 2000, 26 years ago. Is that funny?
Everybody needs to start collecting VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I think when I was on television, all my stuff came on VHS still.
Right.
Maybe DVDs. We might have got a couple DVDs.
This is super cool. I think I'm the only fitness person ever to have their own shoes. So this was my first shoe with New Balance. These were the Harleys. Inside is my little slogan. I designed it as a lower profile cross trainer. The colors at the time were cool. It's many, many years ago.
This is a nice looking shoe.
This was the second generation, then we had a third generation. But I kept these. It's like cool. I want to tell my kids, before you guys were born, Daddy did some really cool stuff.
Well, you gotta walk in here every once in a while and pinch yourself and be like, how this all happened?
Me walking around the room with you is probably the first time I've looked at these things in 15 or 20 years. I don't know. I feel like it's the kiss of death to just bask in things you've done.
Yeah.
Focus on things you're gonna do.
Yep.
And then in here, my son's hiding out in my massage chair. Human touch. Thank you. You guys are the best. This is
a cool piece.
This is really special. Look at this piece.
I like that.
So this is, I believe, one of the oldest stationary bikes in North America. This was used by a knife sharpener. So this is coarse and fine, and it still works to this day. Notice there's no chain on it.
Oh, no.
It's just one of the smartest designs with a tractor seat. And this is from 1857.
Wow.
That's 107 years old. It still works.
Is the date on there?
I tracked it down. I got it from a collector. It's really, really cool. This is the Harley bar. This was the first patent I got. It was a barbell dumbbell system. We sold it at QVC and HSN. Actually, it did very well. This was the first prototype set of marble dumbbells I did about 14, 15 years ago, where I had this idea that we could make dumbbells beautiful. People are starting to do something like that today. And this is interesting. I have a Grammy. So I was with a client and he had me come to the studio after dinner and I just said one word into a microphone. And that one word mixed it up and made it sound better, and he won a Grammy for Best Male Pop Vocal. This was my wife. When we first started dating, I needed a model for a women's health magazine cover, or maybe it was fitness magazine. And at the time, she was a banker. And so that was the day where she realized she was not going to bank again, and said she was just going to stay fit and be fitter than all my clients. And she's been that way ever since. She's amazing. My wife is everything. This is super cool. This was when my first book came out, and Amazon really was just a book reseller, and my book went to #1.
Wow. So cool.
That was really cool. That's almost 30 years ago. It's a long time ago, 28 years ago. What other fun stuff in here? This is when I was a bodybuilder. I was completely drug-free. In hindsight, I wish I would have done a lot of drugs. Because if I got that fit drug-free,
Yeah, I was going to say, you look great there.
who knows how freakish I could have been. Now, here was my training partner at the time, Mr. Universe, Sean Davies. And sadly, he's passed. But there was 2 guys who ate the same, trained the same, drug-free, not drug-free.
Yeah, you can tell a little bit of a difference. Not much.
Yeah, he looks like he could eat me. That was, I had a talk show on ABC for a year. Really great people, Tim Gunn, Ty Pennington, Jen Ashton, Tiffany. That was a lot of fun. It was a terrible show. That was really cool. I kept that poster because I played myself in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
The first one?
The first one with Megan Fox.
Yeah.
So the producers and Megan asked me to play myself for a couple scenes, and it was a lot of fun. I got a funny story about Will Arnett. He really... Here's the Fat Shaker, the Sears Fat Shaker from, I believe, 1979. Very analog. Quoi? Oh, Simone Biles. Oh, yeah. That's Simone Biles. That's not my outfit at the top. That's not my... Do not get a photo of this. But you can, off the camera, look, Schwarzenegger's first check to me for services issued.
Wow.
It's cool because, like, growing... Here, I'll move over here. Because growing up, all the fitness people I had to look up to, there was no personal trainers. You and I talked in New York.
Yeah.
The only people I had to look up to was Schwarzenegger and Jane Fonda and Richard Simmons at the time. He was making a lot of money on videos and infomercials and helping people lose weight. And then like Windsor Pilates came out when I moved to the US. You know, these were the early people you see. And then at one point they all became clients of mine, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been surreal.
You've had such an impact on the entertainment world, but also just fitness in general, between equipment and, you know, everything. I mean, you've made such an impact. It's incredible. I mean, you even have your own juicer.
Yeah, my own blender. Yeah, that's right. You can take a look at the Harley Pasternak power blender. I don't know. I guess what's cool about being in the industry is that there's so many opportunities to do different things. Like, I never thought I'd have to know how to make a video game or design a shoe or create a meal replacement powder or, invent gym equipment, cable machines.
Do you think a lot of it had to do with timing? Because you've evolved with it, right? Because when you first became a trainer, it wasn't what it is today.
No.
You know, now everybody wants to be everything for everybody, but you kind of just evolved. I mean, no one thought trainers were writing books and making equipment.
No.
And, you know.
No, it's super cool. It's I guess when like you're so passionate about something,
Yeah.
and a little bit crazy. I mean, I have to be a little bit cuckoo. If you know, my wife gets so mad at me because my favorite pieces are at my house. They're not even here. And the amount of times where I'm in bed with my wife is like 9 o'clock at night and we're winding down and all of a sudden I look at my phone, I'm like, babe, I'll be right back. She goes, where are you going? I said, I have a delivery happening right now. And like some dude just drove from Arizona, this rare Paramount bicep tricep combo piece that I pulled out of a community center there, and I paid some guy to drive to Tucson to pick it up and bring it to our house, and I'm so excited, and it hasn't been ring painted, and it's just in its raw natural form, and it has the patina, and it has, sometimes if it was pulled out of an old health club, maybe it was part of a circuit and it's got like a number 7 sticker on it because it's the 7th piece in a circuit, or it was part of a high school or college workout room and it still has the stickers from, like, I just got a piece and it has the University of Miami, the old sticker on it. It was from their strength room in the 90s.
Wow.
Like, I just get so excited and I go downstairs and, you know, meanwhile, like 9 o'clock becomes 10 o'clock, becomes 11 o'clock, and I'm just in the garage in my house just messing around with it and lubing it up and sanding down pieces, and I come back upstairs, my wife's asleep, you know.
I think you've set the bar so high for anybody else in the fitness industry. Like when we talk about the top guys in the industry, I mean, you have really done it all. I mean, there's not too many stones unturned. I mean, most people dream of like, oh, I'd love to train one celebrity. You've had hundreds. Most people are like, oh, I'd love to have one book. You've got 30, you know, videos. I mean, you've evolved with the industry, and it's so cool to see that. And it's such a pleasure to walk around here and just take this trip through.
Oh, dude, I'm grateful. But also, you have a really great knowledge and exposure to so much of the industry, and having been there for a while and talked to a lot of people, and so you know, there's context. There's sometimes when I do events here, and we get these young influencers, some of them they have no idea who I am. They're like, oh yeah, some Vuori has a guy putting us through a boot camp today, and then they come in here and then they have this moment because they're so used to just living in this one-dimensional thing on their phone, and they only know whatever soundbite someone just sent them, and then they walk in here and they look around, they're like, who are you again? Wait, what is this place? And then it's this cool moment, and on one hand, on the other hand, it's like I'm scared that all of these days of creativity and trying stuff and doing different exposure and taking risks like that may never happen again. Like this may never happen again. I mean, AI is going to. It's not.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not. And one of the things I was thinking about it, you have so many memorable pieces and so many things that kind of shaped your life, but also the exercise world. If you had to run out with one piece, if you're like, I got to grab one piece from there, what would you grab in this room?
Man. Maybe my coffee machine.
That is a necessity in every home.
Man, that's a great question. I would probably say, I know this sounds weird, I'd probably say my degrees.
Really?
Because I feel like that's what gave me the leg up in the industry. Was that, you know, there was no personal training certifications even when I started. So I feel like that gave people a sense of trust with me, and then and some other trainers would be okay learning from me.
Mm-hmm. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. Growing up, I learned how to lift from, you know, magazines, and
we all did.
Yeah, and all the people that we learned from and who were doing it were just. It was bro science. It was the Arnolds. It was the Flex Wheelers. These guys, and you know, they didn't really have any degrees. So I was trying to explain to somebody the other day because they're like, "Well, people only care about like these Trend Twins and Sam Sulek and all this stuff." I go, "But yeah, in a way, though, that's their generation of Arnold and things like that. But now we have people like yourself who have come up in the industry and who are educated on things, and there's this." Back and forth between who should be more relevant when it comes to exercise and movement and picking equipment. Somebody who's educated, who's studied it. Obviously, these guys care about it. They're obsessed with it, right? You don't get into bodybuilding unless you're obsessed with human form. But I think there's a fine balance because there's the educators, there's the scientists and the salesmen. Those guys are all salesmen. They're selling you the aesthetics, they're selling you the beauty aspect of it, but there's the science behind it, which I think goes so much deeper and that gives it so much more depth.
And I think the science is definitely half of it, not all of it, right? But I was telling someone the other day, okay, so let's say I've been averaging 30 sessions, 6 sessions a day, 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. For 35 years.
Yeah. I said the same thing. Well, I don't know if you saw this, but I was on Good Day New York, and I was helping this older woman do a pull-up. She fell off the bar, and I had 100 people in the comments being like, you know, he's in the trenches. He does this every day, all the time for the last 15 years. You know, she had slipped off the bar. She let go. Regardless, it's like everybody's like, oh, he must be a terrible trainer. I'm like, do you realize the thousands of hours? Like, I started to add up the time I've spent on the floor. Like, the other day I did 9 sessions on top of doing a class, and then I'm running around. I shot a podcast, literally 12 hours of my day. And I've been doing that since 2011, maybe 2012. So for all this time, I've spent countless hours with people. And now I haven't been in a research center doing this stuff, but I spent the hours on my own learning and growing and retweaking things. That's why I have such an appreciation for what you do, because I'm always like, how can I make this a little better? How can I make this more interesting for them? How could I make it more effective? So it's like you only get to that point when you become obsessed with it.
You have to be obsessed.
Yeah.
Completely obsessed.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone talks today about how everyone has ADHD, and I have ADHD. I didn't know it was a thing, but when you're obsessed with something, all of a sudden you're not distracted
That's
anymore.
your focus. Yeah.
You're just like,
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's some nights I don't sleep. For example, you're gonna think I'm out of my mind. Remember how Cybex made cable crossover, and each tower of a cable crossover had 4 sides to it. Cybex back in the like 90s, right? Mm-hmm. And so they would have like 2 towers, and they connect it with a cable crossover. And on one tower, let's say there was a overhead cable tricep extension, a seated bicep curl, a chin dip assist, and a cable lat pull down. And then there'd be a back extension stuck in obliquely on one of the corners. And so in my head, for the last 3 years, I've been thinking that tricep machine is the best tricep machine I've ever felt in my life. And they never sold it as a standalone piece, only on that dual cable pulley, only on that cable crossover, on that one tower, in that one setup. I need to track down somewhere in the world a used Cybex cable crossover 2-tower system with that one configuration, pull that one tricep piece on it. But because it's designed to be part of a 5-piece circuit, I have to get a welder to create a base for me. So I've been waking up at like 2 a.m. and sketching what a foundation would look like to hold that tricep machine. And then can I put it into a stud on a wall instead of having a stand? I mean, I start spinning and thinking about this stuff.
I don't think there are people who own equipment companies who are more obsessed about it than you.
No, I call them all the time. Like one of my friends used to own Icarian. I was like, dude, remember when you guys did the standing lateral raise, but not the first generation, the second generation, where you had like an S curve in the little handle when you pull it out? And he owned Icarian. He's like, no, I don't know it. I don't care.
They probably have so many pieces. I was just talking to a company the other day because I'm trying to build out my new gym in New York, and I was like, all right, what do you have new? What's this? I was like, I know last year's generation was different than this one. He's like, I'm not going to go through all this stuff. And I'm like, you should know your product.
100%.
Yeah. So
like the owners of Hoist, they're buddies of mine, but like he dreads now when I text him, because I'll like text him a picture of a Hoist. Oh, this is a crazy story. I don't know if I told you this. So this is a great example of classic gym equipment and how things have changed. Hoist first commercial line was called a CL line, and they overbuilt it. It was like Icarian, thick, heavy steel, welded, bent, but like even heavier. And instead of cables, Kevlar belts, and instead of an extra half plate, 6 extra discs for like 1/6, 2/6, 3/6 to add on in between plate. I mean, it was so over the top, and so it was so overbuilt and so expensive that health clubs really weren't buying it. And it really became the U.S. military was the main consumer. And so they'd sell tons to the U.S. military. And the U.S. military would, put a base somewhere. And then when they were done at deployment, they would load everything back up onto the ships. And as soon as they got out to sea, they would dump them off the boat because it was too expensive to schlep it around the world. Where do you put it next, and then store it for the next? It was cheaper to just throw it over and make a wildlife reef, like for.
Yeah.
And so as I'm looking for this original CL line, because I had a chest press, I had a back row, and I called him like, dude, this is the best back row ever made in the world. Like, what happened? Where's the rest of the line? He goes, bottom of the ocean. So I didn't believe him. So I called someone else, who's been on the assembly line at Hoist for 35 years. And he's like, yeah, they're all at the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
And so I just tracked down a chest one, and I brought it in, and like, this will outlive all of us. These pieces are so well bit. Nobody does that in not just fitness, but in anything today. Mm-hmm. They're like, we're going to build the best thing ever to last forever. No,
and you see it with construction. You see it everywhere. If you look at the New York City skyline from 30, 40 years ago, it was brick and stone. Even all the older stuff. I mean, you look at the Empire State Building. I live down the block from it, and you're like, it's such a beautiful building. Now everything's just glass. It's like, how fast can we make it? How fast could we make it, and how cheap could we make it? As soon as possible, let's get it up.
Get it up.
Yeah.
And I know, like...
And it's more expensive than it's ever been before to do anything.
Yeah. No, it's wild. But as far as what comes next, I want to help the younger generation of fitness people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help them. First of all, nobody cares today about the past and where we've
It's
come
insane,
from
right?
in anything, in politics, in,
Yeah.
world events. No one reads. They're just like, they see a post on something like, that must be what it is. That's all I care about. Let's go to that.
I literally said that the other day. I go, if you just go back and read any history book, I mean, learn something, understand where we fucked up in the past, so we don't make the same mistakes.
100%.
Yeah, and we keep throughout human history, we just keep making the same mistakes.
Like that gladiator I showed you outside, right?
Yeah.
That the booty builder one.
Yeah.
So that machine is designed, I don't know, 30 years ago. But we thought at some point, it's dumb that it went on an angle. So now everyone just makes the horizontal ones.
And now everybody just copies that same design.
And now they've come back again. They're like, or like a step-up platform that I showed you. Companies, well, that's not a high-margin piece because there's no selectorized stack on it. We can only sell it for. But make it and charge accordingly. But we don't need to stop making pieces that are just the best pieces ever.
What I love about this space is like you really do feel like you're at home, but you're in a gym. And one of the things that I talk about the most is like the importance of like community, working out with somebody else, interacting with other people. I was at, Kelly Starrett, Supple Leopard guy.
Name's familiar.
So he wrote that book, Supple Leopard. He was big in the CrossFit community. Anyway, I was with him at that eudaimonia event, and he had said something so profound. He goes, a brain isn't a brain without other brains around. And the importance of like working out with somebody else and being around other people. A brain doesn't function. Like I talk about this, the movie Castaway. Like the first thing he does is take that beach ball and make another person so he could talk to it.
Right.
And I think we're losing that human connection sometimes. And I think fitness is just such a great way to get two things out of life on a daily basis. Interacting with somebody else, but also exercising, moving your body.
Yeah.
And I think this is such a great space to like, give people like a goal and something to look forward to. I think this is incredible. What's your thoughts on, a lot of the AI technology that's coming out, like eGym and like Techno Gym? A lot of these brands are coming out with this like AI piece of equipment. I'm seeing a lot of new gyms being built, 10, 20, $60 million gyms that are being built all over the country, all over the world. They don't have any of this stuff in it. People just don't show interest in the AI.
Yeah, it's a great question. So I want to say my first job in fitness was at Bally's Fitness in 1992. It was called Bally's Matrix actually back then. And Bally's used to own Life Fitness. It was called Bally Life Fitness. And they had a circuit, a strength circuit. I think it was an 8 or 10 piece strength circuit that was all digital. And you got into the bicep curl and you would press start and it says strength test, pull as hard as you can. You pull as hard as you can, it says now release and put it back down. So now it knows your strength. And then it calculates 75 or 80% of your 1RM for 10 repetitions. And it's like, okay, and there's a screen, it's like now pull, and the thing goes up, and down, and you have to follow the dots as they go up and down. If you go down too quickly, it says slow down. So you have constant tension throughout these 10 reps. It's like, okay, good, rest, pause. We're gonna do 2 more sets. That was 92.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's 34 years ago. And those were incredible pieces. 34 years, here we are 34 years later, and companies like you mentioned have now shown them at trade shows at FIBO and HFA, and they're like, this is the future. I'm like, I've seen this before. It's super cool. I've seen it come, I've seen it go. Who knows this time? I don't know why this time is different than all others. I think there's a feeling of having real weights in a commercial setting.
It's just so human. It's just like we want to pick things up. We want to be around other people. Yesterday, I woke up, I was staying at my buddy's place in Venice, and I looked out the window, and it's a beautiful day. Obviously, New York is gray for the next 2 months now. And there had to be 500 people running by, laughing, having a good time, running. I wanted to go check out a couple of gyms out here. I went to John Reed Gym. I went to...
Hey, Matt?
No, I want to check that place out. I haven't been there yet. But I went to the Golds, obviously, and they're just...
No more Golds.
The one in Venice.
Oh,
Yeah.
all the other golds are gone
I
here.
know. That's the only one left.
Yeah,
It's
because
crazy.
it's owned by corporate.
Who just bought them out? Somebody
EOS.
EOS. That's what. But it's so human. Like, I mean, that's probably one of the original dumbbells over there on the floor.
That's from France.
Yeah.
That was one of the original. Yeah.
And
Made out of cannonballs, empty cannonballs.
that's what that is.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing that I've seen, I mean, you have a ton of cool shit, but those dumbbells in there,
Super cool.
it's just the evolution of that. And it's simple steel with a little bit of wood.
Look, I think there's a place and there's a time for the AI in fitness, and also for magnetic resistance. And so you have companies like AMP,
Yeah.
which is super cool.
I love them.
Because if in a residential setting or in a hotel room, like, that's cool. That makes so much sense. You're not going to put a big weight stack in that space, and it doesn't look good. And but in a public gym setting, our weight stack's going to be replaced by artificial resistance. I think at some point maybe I do. I think at some point maybe we're not there. People like to see the weight go up and down, not a picture of a weight going up and down.
It's a chance to turn your brain off. Right? Like, it's a chance for, like, everything else in our lives is so digital and on a screen, and we stare at computers all day long, most people anyway, and it's a chance to just be as human as we possibly can. Pick some up, put some down. Like, this to me is beautiful. I mean, how old is this thing?
I have no idea. Well, it's really old.
Yeah.
That's really old.
And
I love stuff like the fact that this is probably 130 years old. It's perfectly functional today. I mean, aside from me putting stuff on it, that's the original leather. That's the original footing. This was from, I call it a pommel horse because the bottom is exactly like the hoof of a horse.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the wood, the stain, this has not been redone. I just love this idea of having things built so well, function so well. Humans don't function differently. Like, the way we flex at the elbow is the same way we'd flex at the elbow 500 years ago.
Yeah.
So why does equipment change? Strength. Now, cardio, I get it, because you have technology, you have motor, you have screens. But strength equipment, not as much. And so things change a little bit here and there. But the best stuff is, there's some great stuff out today, but there's also some great stuff that used to be out.
Yeah. This has been such an incredible opportunity to come in here and check this out and take us down.
The trick would be to get you to see my home gym. Nothing's repainted, nothing's reupholstered. I wanted exactly like an ode to my young days in the bodybuilding gym. Equipment back then, like, I don't really train biceps, but I have a bicep machine.
You have huge arms, though. You don't train arms?
Never biceps, only triceps, because I get enough biceps from doing rhomboids and lats.
Yeah.
Because, if I do pull-ups and if
I train the shit out. I was just telling him yesterday. I go, I could do arms 3 times a week. My arms are still skinny as shit.
But I think that's why is people overtrain biceps.
Well, but for the longest time, like when I was doing CrossFit and stuff, I would never do arms at all. I would do push-ups and pull-ups and all that shit. And my arms were thinner then. So now I try to hit.
Are you talking about your bicep? You wish your bicep or tricep
just
was bigger?
the overall
Bicep.
girth of my arm.
Here's the good part about it is that means your back's probably strong as hell. And people who have really strong biceps, the arms take over so much of the work when you do lats and rhomboids. And because your lats and rhomboids are so strong, you don't really need your biceps much. So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I try to isolate the shit out of them. I mean, with like benches and putting things behind my arms.
everything.
Yeah, but
You're so tall, you have long arms.
I know that's another problem too.
I mean, you can't complain. You got all the good genetic stuff going on. It's
Well, listen, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
I think the next tour we're going to come to your place.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, on the low, we have 3 gyms in my house.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
I have
this.
3 gyms in my house.
Yeah.
I have a strength room just for me. It's 450 square feet. And then we have a tech / Pilates room. So on the top floor, really pretty room where it's like you have an amp, a form, a climber, and a frame, the new Smart Pilates machine.
Okay.
So that's like
I've
all
heard of
smart
that.
tech.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big gym, we have 4 treadmills, because everyone in the family gets a treadmill who's over 3, and we all walk as a family and watch stuff. It's a movie theater, big screen TV, and then that's where my wife strength trains. So she has like all of her favorite stuff.
Pieces.
Yeah. So it's
How important is exercise with your family?
It's everything. And it's funny when people come to me and say, "Oh, my kid never walks anywhere. I want to get them to walk more." And I always turn to them like, "Do they see you walking ever?" They're like, "No, I'm not really a walker." Well, they're going to model your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And if they grew up watching their parents walk all the time, then they're going to think, "Oh, that's what people do, walk all the time."
One of the things people won't, what I hope they pick up on in the video is, we walked in here and your son's on a Sunday working out with a basketball coach.
Oh yeah, son. Yeah, up this morning early, made himself a really healthy breakfast. All my kids, not the youngest, but the other ones, they all know how to make breakfast. My daughter this morning made scrambled egg whites for herself, and my son makes a vat of plain non-fat Greek yogurt like this. He knows not to eat flavored yogurt because it's full of sugar, and then he puts berries on himself, and he puts a big whack of natural peanut butter. And I come downstairs, he's ready to go. This morning, and then he works out. Like he strength trains. He started strength training at 7.
So you'd be a perfect person to ask this, and I argue with people about this all the time in both my gyms. People still have this crazy idea that kids are going to stunt their growth if they start exercising too early.
In the 80s, women weren't allowed to run a marathon in the Olympics until the 80s because they were told it would damage their reproductive systems. Kids were told not to strength train because it would stunt their growth. There was no science or evidence behind it. This was not a science-based thing. This was Can you cause injuries in kids from exercising incorrectly? 100%. You can also cause injuries in adults from injuring.
Yeah.
I think there's certain things I would limit volume with kids. You see a lot of young kids who are in Little League who end up with Osgood-Schlatter, or little gymnasts who end up with spondylolisthesis and stuff like that. But I think as long as you don't overtrain them, and as long as you're doing movements that are really natural, it can actually stimulate growth. I mean, your hormonal environment is...
Everything else grows when you're exercising. Why wouldn't tissue and bone
And there's also this misconception, like kids should only exercise or strength train with their body weight when they're little and not with free weights or machines. And I'm like, do you know how hard it is to do a pull-up if you're a 90-pound kid?
Yeah. Well, at the same time, my nephew, he's 2 years old. He comes to the gym, he'll pick stuff up and he'll carry it around. I go, he's naturally doing that. You can't stop him from doing that. He'll take apart the entire kitchen, pull shit out of the cabinets, walk around with it, hit stuff. I'm like, just now teach him the right way to do that.
Absolutely.
So I tell people all the time they should encourage their kids. That's so cool that you guys all walk as a family. And
we all walk as a... And I don't make any of my kids work out. I've never said, you need to work out now. They just grow up seeing my wife and I always in the gyms all over the house. They see my wife and I working out at home. Like they think, oh, I'm supposed to do that. And then I'll never forget one day it just clicked with my daughter, my eldest daughter. And I remember we were in the home gym and we were watching something on TV. And my wife just finished a circuit and I was walking on the treadmill, and then my wife got on her treadmill. And then my daughter, just on her own, without even saying anything to us, just started doing the moves my wife had just done. She'd seen my wife do them a bunch of times. She just started doing them. We never taught her, we never told her. Mm-hmm. And let's just watch. And just that became something she did.
And they just mimic exactly what you do. It becomes the social norm to do it. Yeah.
You know, and if you have bad habits, they're going to mirror those bad habits. Mm-hmm. I love treats. My kids like treats.
How many times, I mean, I know I go through this a lot. How many times do you do or say something and you're like, God, I sound like my father?
I sound more like my mom. My dad is so chill.
Yeah.
My dad is, my wife is more like my dad. I'm more like my mom. But yeah, I take that back. No. Yes, I'm starting to do the things my dad did. When I wake my kids up in the morning, they don't get out of bed. I remember my dad used to warn me. He's like, if I have to come back again, I'm going to put cold water on you. And I remember thinking, when I grew up, I would never do that to my kids. Oh my gosh, that's the go-to. They don't get out of bed. They're late for school. I'm like, I'm bringing up ice water. Wait, and I remember my dad saying it to me, and I'm saying it. I start smiling.
Because, that's the only reference you have to being in that same situation. Yeah.
100%. Or stuff after sports games with my kids where I was like, first of all, you know, if they didn't feel, I just like, number one, did you have fun? I'm like, yes or no, great. Number two, did you try your hardest? Yes or no, great. Okay. Those are the most important things.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm blown away by everything. Thank you so much for letting us into your
Thank
studio.
you.
This is the most exclusive gym that I know of. Probably you too.
It's the most exclusive gym
Yeah.
in the world. It's by appointment only. You only work with me. There's no one else here. You have half a city block. You have 4 or 5 essentially different gyms on property. We have an NBA basketball court. You know, we have shooting machines. We have a podcast studio. We have plunge. We have sauna, and all incredibly private. No, like that's it.
And you have 40 years of history through commercial products and equipment. So
long time.
And entertainment. I mean,
but I'm excited. Like, you know, I'm starting this new year, and every year, I just think, what do we have going on this year? We have so many cool new projects. Gym design is just, we can barely keep up in a great way.
That's awesome.
And I have my same incredible clients as always, and my Vuori partnership has been really exciting because now
I love working with them. They're great.
Right?
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I love their gear, and I've always worn it.
Yeah, I noticed the pants.
Yeah.
They look better on you than me, though, because you have longer legs. You know, everything I need to almost shorten.
I live in their stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I have that same, I love all their stuff.
Everything is, yeah, they do really great stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us in here. Guys, hopefully, if you like this, share, subscribe with a friend, and always stay strong. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Of course, dude.
This was awesome.
Um,
All right, so we just showed you Harley's exclusive gym. If you are a celebrity or one of his clients, you get to check that space out, and it's beautiful. And, you know, it's probably the most exclusive gym on the planet. But Harley allowed us, can't even tell you where we're at, but we're at his home gym. This is like his little man cave. And I want to show you guys just this old school equipment. I mean, these are like 35, 40-year-old pieces of equipment that he has in his gym. He says he swaps them out every couple months just to play with different equipment. He's got a whole warehouse full of this stuff. So we showed you the most exclusive gym. This is the ultra exclusive gym because nobody gets to see this. It's in his house. I can't even show you and tell you where we're at.
This is my favorite dual pulley ever, this generation of hoist, because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pull-up handles. 5 different pull-up handles. It has a TRX loop. It has storage on it. You're supposed to put kettlebells. I just put lots of water. So I love this piece.
Goes up to 200 pounds on each side.
Goes up to 200 pounds each side. I've never come close. Hip thrust. Just as I get older, I like training glutes a lot more without loading up my spine. This is funny. This piece here,
that. Old school.
This old school tricep piece. I mean, there's something about being able to.
I love when it locks in your back like that.
Yeah, I got the bench here. Just the idea that I'm able to really, I got the pad behind me, and this is original Cybex Eagle. This is like old school. They really nailed it with the resistance curve, the length of this, where the pivot is over here. The cam is just a perfect shape. I love this. I can really load up, and I can also do a single arm version, which I like to do. So different, because when you're doing a lying dumbbell tricep extension, gravity is dictating at certain parts of the range of motion. Resistance is more than others. This is constant throughout. My triceps are on fire. And then this is like, for me, pullover, but not just anything. This is a custom pullover. You'll notice how wide it is. So this was actually made for an NFL team in the early 90s. And it's designed, Danny, come on up. Just the lever on it, the range of motion, the arc. I don't even use the elbow pads, but I just get right in here, and I just, I actually have to buckle myself in. Check this out. It's so old school. I honestly have to buckle myself every time.
There's so many times with so many pieces of equipment that should have more buckles on them.
Dude, half my shit here has buckles on it. Look.
How are you? Kenny.
Nice to meet you. Matt. Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Matt.
Nice to meet
Nice to meet
You want a drink, Danny?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just filming some stuff here. Hang out.
No, I'm good. I'll let you do your thing.
Get a quick back pump.
You want to see the toys, Danny?
No, I'll come when I come back.
Okay, all right.
You do your thing.
This is the hoist seal line that's at the bottom of the ocean. These two pieces. So like, you know, Kevlar belt. Look at all the extra plates, the add-on plates. Look how we can change the depth of the range of motion right over here. Even the angle of the head and the back, how it just makes the shape of your body
Look at this.
feel. Yeah, 30. I love those old stickers.
Can't spend more than 30 minutes on
Dude, feel this back row. Tell me I never felt a back row like this. Okay, look at the gauge of steel first of all. Kevlar belts, gauge of steel, pivot on the chest pad right over here, grab right here and here.
Why do you think it's so important to gauge how thick the steel is?
I think for a piece that's gonna last a long time.
This is awesome.
Also, like when you have such a heavy gauge steel and it's welded, nothing moves or makes a noise other than the weight stack. And silent. How about silent? No noise whatsoever, right? You hear no noise whatsoever because of Kevlar belt and because of how the machine is. This is a Paramount horizontal leg curl, and the Hi Princess Paramount horizontal leg curl is amazing because this is the only leg curl. I love that it's got a center channel loaded. All right, honey, can you give us a second? You stay right here. This part here, because people only worry about like, okay, how long are their legs? But people have different lengths upper body, and this can actually go in and out. So it changes where your upper body is. No one does that.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
And then look at the cam back from here. And this piece is, 35, almost 40 years old. Look at the chrome, it's still perfect. The chrome is still perfect. And the footprint is a relatively small footprint.
It is a very small footprint. This is small. I have a Kaiser one that's smaller than that.
This is old school Body Master. This is like their first total hip they ever made. And what's crazy is about it, look at this heavy steel, okay? Watch this. I want you to come very carefully, grab the handle and try and change the height. Ready? Use all your strength. Ready?
Wow. So light.
Doesn't weigh anything, does it?
Yeah.
It's the most brilliant engineering. It looks like it's gonna be this big thing to lift. You could do it with a pinky.
Yeah.
And so I love this because I'm able to hit adductor, abductor, glutes in a really safe way. This is the best footprint, dual inner outer ever made. This is Hoist's HD inner outer, smaller footprint, really compact. Love this piece. It can go back a bit, up a bit. I don't normally train buys, I was telling you, but this is my favorite bicep machine. One of my favorite of all time. Check that one out. There's just something really about having your, oh yeah, you got strong buys.
Put some weight on here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just love especially the down part, keeping open your wrists a bit, keep the palms up a bit. Yeah, yeah. And then keep them up as you curl. Oh yeah. And that's a heavy, you got the weight on there. I love that piece.
Getting a pump.
There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, this is so smooth. You're right though.
And then right over here,
Feels so
here I've got another set of green dumbbells because I actually loved the green dumbbells that we ordered for our
Are these custom or this is?
Oh, these are custom. And it takes so long to get these. I'm like, I'm gonna order a second set just because I know I'm gonna love these pieces. I mentioned the Precor step mill, and then of course I've got my I've got my Atlantis Nordic curl, really the best hamstring movement you ever do, given especially the footprint. And then this is, I don't use a lot of techno gym equipment, but I really love this traction, vertical traction. For me, it's one of my favorite lat pieces ever. Just the way that it takes the bicep out and it's got this arc-like motion when you pull down to do lats. It forces you, especially with a seatbelt on, you get a great range of motion on this piece. I really love the stretch at the top and the contraction at the bottom. Everyone needs a hip thrust. This is it's a big footprint, but I've got it in a way where I can jam it right up against the front of the wall where your feet go, as long as your head is free, so your head's not banging into anything. And this is sort of a constantly changing room. Like what I have in here, I'm not gonna show you, but in the house, there's 2 more gyms. Yeah. And I'm constantly having pieces come in and out. Look at this right over here. This is super cool. Body Master abdominal piece. So if you lay back for a second, put your head here and your forearms right here. All right, and straighten your legs all the way. And then bring your legs all the way up. Yeah. So, you know, and I can change the angle on this. And then the other thing is, now reach back behind you, grab behind you.
I actually like doing it this way.
Okay, yeah, and put your legs straight up to the ceiling. Now hold them here and just push them straight up and down. Yeah, exactly. And Body Masters killed it. Like, they're one of my favorite all-time strength lines.
Losing everything.
Old school Body Masters, just so overbuilt. They're out of Louisiana.
This is out of Louisiana.
Yeah, out of Louisiana. This is the original teal upholstery. This really tells you the era. You know, scrunchy socks and Reebok aerobics. And
But this is such a, like, I'm surprised nobody's come out with a newer version of something.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked that you can do. And also, here's the other thing this does, and that's what's super cool, is it's also for hip extension. So watch this. So now lay face down on it. Put face down and grab onto this with your legs hanging off the edge. And with both legs straight, bring your legs up all the way. Perfect. So now you're able to illustrate and strengthen your lower back and glutes and squeeze it at the top. Hold it and then down. Hold it and then down. So you can get anterior and posterior core on this thing.
This is actually a cool piece.
It's a very, very
I would
cool
definitely
piece.
try to make it a little bit smaller, the profile a little smaller, but
Good luck.
it's great.
I think back then they weren't thinking about how can we
No,
save
no.
it.
And
They're
gyms
just-
were so much bigger and stuff back then. You didn't have a lot of small studios.
I feel like there was a year on it somewhere on here. But I just absolutely love these classic pieces. I'm constantly collecting. When you come back next month, I'll have probably 3 or 4 pieces gone from here and 3 or 4 pieces back in here.
How do you move all this stuff?
Well, look, I put wheels on a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then also,
but you
I put
have a trailer or
sliders when
something?
it's on the turf. I slide it around. And then I have a couple really good guys I trust who help move stuff for me. And
No, but like getting it from here to the warehouse.
I have really good people that help. And then also the guys at Global Fitness are just incredible. So let's say there's one of these pieces that I really love and I want it in my gym.
Yeah.
Then I'll say, hey, can you guys pick up this piece and make it look brand new? Because everything in my gym looks brand new. Here, I love the grit. I love like the original.
This feels like an old school gym.
Yeah, dude. Like I love feeling that stuff. I mean, these pieces are 35 years old. I'm not looking to repaint them. I want them to feel the color of that era. I love them to feel the weight stacks of that era. You can see they're all. This is when all equipment was white framed and black upholstery, and then for about 10 years after that, everything was platinum frame and black upholstery, and now everything's black frame, black upholstery. And now, starting this year, you're seeing sand color. You're seeing beige.
I love the sand. The way you have the other studio, it's great.
Pretty, right?
Yeah.
So you can always tell by the color of the era of the equipment. It's all this white frame stuff.
This feels very 90s.
Very 90s. And that's the thing. Like today, Equinox still has their original 90s white and black. I think maybe it's time
To upgrade.
let's go Equinox. Let's go.
This is cool. I mean, listen, you guys saw the most exclusive gym. This is the only gym that's probably a little bit more exclusive.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to work out.
Even my wife doesn't come in this. She's like, oh, that's where all the old equipment is.
So you come in here at night?
I come in here at night. Like I'll put on music or I'll have my laptop put on Netflix and just watch something. And this is my little space to chill. And I love how the walls open and it's indoor, outdoor, and natural air. And
So for yourself, I mean, I've owned gyms for 15 years, and sometimes I'll go in and I just work out by myself. And everybody's like, yeah, but didn't you work out this morning? I'm like, yeah, but I just needed to move a little bit, So I'll hit a couple sets of chest and back and legs. And
I try and do at least 20 minutes 6 days a week and 2 body parts. I could just go back forth, and I'm done.
Yeah. So what we were doing yesterday, I was like, all right, I got to finish with some tries and buys because I just love it. Yeah.
New Jersey, tries and buys.
That's it.
Right? And then
That's
laundry, is that it? And then laundry?
Laundry and some tanning, and
Yeah.
you're good to
I love
go.
it.